What up, what up, what up, what up, what up with it? Welcome to the latest and greatest edition of the Talk of the Town Unfiltered podcast. Of course, you know me, Showtime, Mr. Talk of the Town. I got the squad with me, squad up in this thing. Let's start it off. I'm going to start off with the lovely Miss D. Marie. D. Marie, what's popping though?
You know, just out here maintaining in these COVID racist streets.
COVID and racism is a bad combination. Let me say that.
It truly is. Honestly, it's bad for my health.
The streets being paid for COVID and racism, man, that's tough.
That's a lot.
How you living though?
You know, out here, it's feeling good. The weather is staying pretty consistent here in Atlanta. I'm ready to get out. You know, I'm ready to show some skin. It's sundress weather. I feel a little constricted because I can't do that, but you know.
Okay. All
We're ready for you to show some skin too, so that's a good thing.
That's they have laws against this type of thing these days.
Right.
No, don't try to make it like a joke. No, you were serious.
Right. You were being creepish.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a joke. Like you were dead serious. Like, calm down, relax your nerves. RG, what's popping?
Gang. What's popping? What's going on? Happy Thursday. Glad to be here. Ready.
You got your red fitted on today. Are you blooded out? Is that what we're doing? Are we
bad hair day?
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Cool. All right.
It's giving me New York vibes. It's
I should say boo. Everything.
My
is
lip
boo.
gloss is popping. Lil Ma.
This would be
kind of like Cali vibes.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, with the lip.
With the flip. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's a mix.
Yeah.
RG, you have to stop throwing those gang signs because first of all, you look like you're doing sign language. That's the first thing.
I do know it. A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S. I do know sign language.
Okay. Wait, you didn't finish.
Yeah, she didn't. And so she don't think we know sign language.
SUVWXYZ.
Okay.
Hey.
All right, cool. Black Lives Matter.
Oh,
do it again. Teach us. Wait.
What is this? That was
Black
lives
matter.
So is that real or she just did that?
It's real.
Why would you make that up?
You could do a whole conversation in sign language.
No, I just know some sign.
Some stuff. Oh, okay.
Huh. You learn something new every day. All right, DJ.
I love gospel and I know sign language. Who would know?
Who would know?
You know what?
Right, yeah.
You have evolved.
I get surprised every week. First of all, I'm glad you're here this week because as we talked about yesterday, you've had 2 unexcused absences. So
Shade.
I'm busy. I be traveling this world. I be busy, booked and busy.
Traveling the world. Huh.
She's Beyonce's assistant.
And quarantine. Oh,
right. But you know you could do the show on your phone, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't have signal.
All right, DJ Green, what's poppin'?
Just trying to stay alive.
Okay.
Not much. Yeah.
All right, we got a heavy show for the folks tonight. As always, make sure you like this, make sure you comment it, make sure you share it. Also, we're trying to get our YouTube subscribers up, so make sure you hit our YouTube page. This is actually streaming live on YouTube right now. If you go over to youtube.com and if you search for Talk of the Town Unfiltered, hit that subscribe button for us. We're trying to get 100 new subscriptions by the end of this week. 100 by the end of this week. So if y'all can do that, handle your business and just go over there to the Talk of the Town Unfiltered YouTube. Just hit that button, and then we would love y'all for life. My birthday's this weekend, so and show me some love. You know, it ain't like we can have a party for me or anything, but the best gift that you could give me this weekend would be to subscribe to the Talk of the Town Unfiltered YouTube channel.
I feel like that's the question.
For his 50th birthday, please subscribe. Please. Be a great gift.
The big 5-0. What are you doing, Show? What's going on with you?
I'm keeping it light, man. I ain't doing nothing, man. I don't want no smoke. You know, I'm just.
No, I feel like that's what everybody's saying. And then they have a huge house cookout.
No, man. I'm just happy to be in the land of the living, man. You know, 10 toes down. Like I'm just trying to keep my head up and being appreciative and reflective on life. It's not my 50th, but it is a big year for me. Rich girl reached this year 20 years ago, so she knows. So, I'm just thankful, man. I'm glad to be here. I'm just happy to be here. But a lot of people that I knew, a lot of people I grew up with, didn't make it this far. So, thank you.
It's real.
That's right.
And that's how it's going down. All right, so we got a heavy show tonight. So we got a whole lot that we need to discuss, a whole lot that we need to talk about. Where should we begin? Y'all want to talk about Love and Hip Hop?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, so let's start the show with Love and Hip Hop. So Viacom is ending their relationship with Black Ink and Love and Hip Hop. So let me say this: I have not watched any of the Love and Hip Hop series probably for 10 years at least. Like,
what year did they start? What year was Jim Jones in them?
Oh, that was the beginning.
Yeah.
That was the first one. How long ago was that?
That had to be 15 years, ain't it? Like,
I haven't watched since like at least 10, 12 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I feel like they've been on just as long as like Housewives have been on.
Right. I feel like when Stevie J was at his peak, when it was Stevie J and Jocelyn and Stevie J's what's the girl name?
Mimi.
Mimi, when she said, "Hey, Mimi," like I remember that era. Like,
right, yeah.
Anything after that, like I ain't with it. So let's ask this. So do y'all watch the shows? Do y'all watch Love and Hip Hop? And
I do. I still watch them. It's my guilty pleasure.
Marie, how about you?
No, I don't watch, but I still keep up with like the clips and try to see what's going on.
Marie has evolved. She's not. So RG, let's talk to you. How do you feel about the end of this era with Love and Hip Hop and not Basketball Wives, Black Ink? I ain't watched Black Ink. I probably watched Black Ink.
I've never seen it.
I actually like Black Ink.
That's about to say. I like the fact that Black Ink was really showing Black business ownership. Like, yes, I think it was kind of, even though it had its ghetto-ness in it, it was a positive message.
Yeah.
And what was that?
Love and Hip Hop is Black people can run a business and still have drama, but still be business people.
So Love and
Hip Hop is straight just ratchetness. It's this time people make money. I ain't mad at them, but like, it's just buffoonery.
Almost all give or take. Businesses on Love and Hip Hop.
But Love and Hip Hop show isn't based on the business. Black Ink's show is based on that business, the tattoo shop.
Okay.
I see where Green coming from. Like it's all ratchet TV. I don't think anybody is going to look at business tips on Black Ink. Like, one
ratchet ain't better than
but it shows you can be ratchet and still be a business owner.
And that's what they show too. They showcase their businesses. That's how I know they have businesses.
I will say this: you will notice that every cast member understands that you have to have a hustle outside of the show to sustain yourself, and they've done that. So whether it's boutiques, whether it's cosmetics, just different things, they've done that to sustain themselves beyond the show. So with the ending, I'm sure they'll be fine. They'll be fine because they're going to be spinoffs and all sorts of stuff.
So
I want to know the reason.
I'm wondering if the cancellation was due to ratings. I'm assuming the ratings are still high, or if it was due to Black Lives Matter, because this same production company also produces the live PD show and Cops. And so I'm wondering if that production company just decided, all right, we're just gonna make sure that all of our programming is clean, so we're gonna wipe the slate. Like, we don't want.
Wow.
Viacom's probably like, nah, we're not doing this no more because we don't want Black Lives Matter coming for us. So let's go ahead and let's just go ahead and make this thing plain and get on out of here before we get.
I really wonder though.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I was thinking. But why would they come after a show, even though they might not like the imagery? Like, that's kind of, you know what I'm saying?
No.
If that's the reason they canceled, that was a dumb reason. Basically,
I'm thinking more of it's the balance and the fighting on the show.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. They want to separate themselves.
Do people still fight on? Do people fight on Black Ink?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so.
I don't even watch it. I've seen clips of that.
So is the world a better place without Love and Hip Hop and Black Ink? Yes or no?
I don't believe so. I don't think.
No, right? Like, no, I don't think. No.
Is it gonna make a difference
for them?
For their fans.
At the end of the show, RG, are you willing to step out there and protest and go to bat for them to bring your show?
I am not.
You tell them you're not willing to ride for Caesar and what's the other boy's name?
You're talking about Black Ink. She don't watch Black Ink.
Oh, you watch Black Ink. Oh, that's right. And I don't know nobody.
I don't do Love and Hip Hop either.
Okay. All right. So let's table this conversation. Maybe we can get somebody from one of those shows to come in and chop it up with us in the next week or so. So we'll work on that. Maybe we'll come back and get some information from somebody. Maybe we get some inside information from somebody who's actually on one of those shows in the next week or next upcoming shows. We'll work.
Well, we know if anybody on this show is able to get anything, I'm going with Rich Girl. Your celebrity run-ins show, I'm not like,
Here we go.
We don't really believe.
Here go the hate.
So I'm gonna go with RG as somebody.
Here go the hate. So, Deemer, what are you talking about? So, are you questioning my stories about meeting celebrities again?
Really, what I want to do is I need RG because she wasn't here last week and she didn't get to defend herself with her story. So I really just kind of
we're going to bring it up?
I feel like we need to bring it up. We got to give her the justice she deserves. You know what I mean?
That's a good, Deemer, you make a great point. I thought you were going to
go straight there.
So last week, if you weren't listening, if you weren't watching, we discussed the fact that during the incident where Faith and the Notorious B.I.G. got into an altercation at a hotel in Norfolk, Virginia, where Biggie was caught cheating on Faith. She kicked in the door. It was in the movie. If you've ever seen the movie Notorious, right? That scene is in the movie. Well, guess who says that they were in the hotel in, 1996 maybe? Guess who claims to have been in the hotel when that incident took place? R. Jizzle. My favorite. Right here. He likes to tell us what types of games are being played and how they're going down. Please enlighten us.
Okay, DMX reference.
We're waiting.
And keep waiting. I don't know what you want me to say.
Why were you at the
I was working there. I was cleaning. I was cleaning.
Oh, okay. Were you in Biggie's room when Faith entered the room?
I was not. That was not me. I was not the girl. I know the girl.
You know the girl.
Mm-hmm.
Were you at the room?
I wasn't in the room.
Okay, let's just skip all the small talk.
Wait, you know the girl he was cheating with?
Did you have sex with
You introduced me?
RG?
Yes.
Did you have sex with Biggie Smalls?
Hell no.
That's what the people really care about. All of that other stuff, I don't care nothing about that. Did you have sex with Biggie?
No, my friend was messing with Biggie. We met him at a concert in Philly. So we kept in contact. So when he came to Virginia, of course, he called and said, come out and go with the girls. Mm-hmm. And so I did.
Huh.
And we had a
you
good
put
time.
it together.
Wait, I'm sorry. We had a good time.
And she did. She called the room.
So when he said, bring your friends, I'm going to bring my friends, and we can both
be friends.
Huh.
That's what he said. That's where he got it from. Mm-hmm.
Where y'all in the jacuzzi together?
Huh?
Where y'all in the jacuzzi together? The jacuzzi. Yeah. Did Puffy lift up your foot and pour champagne on it? that happens. So there's like a video at this point.
All of that happened.
All of that happened. Oh, you never know who your friends are, man. I tell you.
Right.
All right, so let's move on a little bit. We were talking about canceling of TV shows. Well, it seems like Aunt Jemima has been canceled. If y'all haven't heard, I'm pretty sure if you go on social media, you probably know that Quaker Oat is retiring the more than 130-year-old logo that represents the brand Aunt Jemima, acknowledging its racial stereotypical background. There was a statement. They said that as we work towards making progress towards racial equity through several initiatives, we also must take a hard look at our portfolio of brands and ensure that they reflect our values and meet our consumers' expectations. Now, I've seen different opinions about this on social media. I'll save my opinion for last. Let's start with DJ Green with this. What do you think, sir?
First of all, you said that incorrectly. The logo hasn't been the same for 130 years. The logo
no, time out. I didn't say anything.
You actually did. You did. I have on headphones. You did.
No,
you did. Continue.
I didn't say anything correctly. I said they're retiring their more than 130-year-old Aunt Jemima brand and the logo.
Got a list.
It has been around for 130 years.
Yeah, but the logo has changed several times.
The logo has been changed, but it's still the same look and it's still the same brand.
It's not the same
look. For over 130 years.
The look changed 30. The look changed 31 years ago.
But it's still the same.
It's a cartoon character now who looks like a chef. She has on a collar like a chef. She has on pearl earrings. I mean, and it was 89, so it looked like she got like a Jerry curl. But before then, it was the slave, the 500-pound woman
The
with
mammy.
the thing on her head, the mammy, right? They changed that image in the late 80s, which was still too long. They should have changed it in the 50s, 60s, I would say, but they changed it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was for them. You know, I'm a businessman. I think that was a horrible business move. If anything, they should just change the picture to be a more modern looking woman, I guess. But
yeah, they could.
You know, Aunt Jemima, like we call her Aunt Jemima, whatever. You're gonna be looking for that in the store. You know what I'm saying? So like, what are they gonna do? Like they're gonna change the name and the picture. You basically starting from scratch. This is a horrible business move.
What do you propose they do then?
They should have kept the name and maybe put, like I said, they use a fictional character now. It used to be two real women. I would put like a woman that looks like Tyra Banks, you know what I'm saying, or Holly Berry. I mean, they use drawings now. Get a woman that looks like that, and who can really say, "Oh, y'all being racist"? You see what I'm saying?
Pouring syrup all over herself.
Right.
That's what he wants.
Nia Long, you know what I mean?
What?
A fine sister, like around late 40s, 50. You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess for me, why does there have to be anybody on it in general? Is there a correlation between the person, the picture, the caricature that they chose? And
they can take the picture off completely. That would work too. Yeah, they can have no picture. That would work too.
You don't know what they're going to do.
Taking away Aunt Jemima is just a bad business move.
Right, but I think we have to understand that representation is important, and I think you have to know that what Aunt Jemima stands for, like its origins, whether you want to accept where she is now or not, its origins, it's rooted in slavery.
I agree.
Right.
The person who the caricature is modeled after was a slave. The person who it's named after was a slave. Like Aunt Jemima comes from a song that was done in a minstrel show. Like, so that name in itself, like, so if you want to talk about tearing down Confederate statues, if you want to talk about doing all of this stuff, this is in the same line of that.
Right.
So we can't have one and not have the other. Like, you can't have it both ways. Right? Because this is where that comes from. Like, regardless of how we feel like she's evolved, and in the 80s, Gladys Knight was singing stuff, I don't get nothing about that. Like, the fact that if people stand for this one and stand for these statues falling, it's the same thing.
Right.
Well, the Confederate statues things, those people were fighting for hate. It is a little different. I'm just saying, I wouldn't change nothing. I would change the picture. I would change the
Slavery was based on hate. That's the premise of slavery. Like,
well, but the difference is these women were paid to be coons, and they agreed to do it. We should be mad at those women.
The woman who this wasn't paid anything. She was born into slavery.
Right?
No, they were not. The women, she might have been born into it. The women that the Nancy Green and whatever other name was, they agreed. They got paid good money to do that.
She was born into slavery. Like, she was a servant. She was a slave. Like, they modeled this because she was a slave. So paid good money, being paid good money 130 years ago and being paid good money now, number one, that's two totally different things. Number two, being paid good money as a slave is totally different than being paid money as a free person who has free will to do and say whatever you want to do. Like, what are you talking about?
The woman was not a slave that was Aunt Jemima. There was a business. What do you mean? She agreed to market for them. Both Aunt Jemima, those two different women.
She was born into slavery, Green.
But they didn't slave her. She was paid by that white man. She agreed to do that. The next woman agreed to coon.
I know
you can't not blame. There should be no coons. You can't give her a pass. No.
130 years ago, the image and the name Aunt Jemima is based on slavery. It's based on a minstrel show.
Yes, on a stereotype of a type of a black woman.
Right.
The black slave servant.
Like a mammy, she took care of you and cooked, and she made food for you. Like a mammy. That's who she's based on.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So
what's important? They're gonna lose money. I wouldn't have changed it.
I think at this point in time in the current,
no one was saying anything about it. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have changed it. They're gonna lose money.
I agree with that. I think they're making an issue about something that
we didn't care about as a whole, for real. You know what I mean?
I'll disagree with that, and to a degree now, because again, Green, you made a point. They should have done this in the 50s and 60s.
Right.
But I agree with them for taking the initiative to get ahead of the curve. Because even though nobody was saying nothing about it right this moment, they was coming. Come on now, like it was coming.
I don't know. This pancakes. I don't know. I'm just not gonna get
this is the first time. Like the person who who her family doesn't even agree with that. Like her family has petitioned the court to make them take the name and the image of that woman off of their product.
How can you do that if she agreed to do that?
Right, and Aunt Jemima's not even a person. That was it was in someone's song.
I'm talking about the person who it was based off of.
Right.
It wasn't based off of anyone. There was 2 different women that agreed to be Aunt Jemima. They went on tour with this pancake mix with these 2 different black women, and they paid them good money. And they said, "Okay, white man, this was after slavery. I will coon for you. Just pay me." So they went on tour and they got money.
I don't even agree with you saying that they were cooning. Like that itself is a complete slap in the face. Like
they knew they were mammies. What do you mean they weren't cooning? Are you serious?
That is a complete.
They knew what mammies were, and they were free. They were free black people.
That is a complete.
They weren't free.
That is a complete.
They weren't free.
Face. That is a complete slap in the face to say
it is
cooning. Number one, because they could have been taken advantage of because again, these corporations came to these women and offered them an opportunity. You call it cooning now. It wasn't cooning in the 30s and the 20s.
Right. It was, I need to make a living, and we're only so far removed from slavery. They didn't know, they might not have known any better.
Okay,
this is the way of life.
You can say the same thing about any rapper then now that goes to these labels with regular rap and they tell them to rap about killing people. They still agree to do it.
We're talking
it's the same exact thing. It's the same exact thing.
We're talking about the way
it's the same thing
was when this brand was created versus the way that it is now, Kanye West.
So you think that those women that were free didn't know what mammies were? They definitely weren't in touch with that because they were closer to that time.
Act like free back then meant woke. Like, no, it doesn't equate to the same.
Right.
Free that doesn't
they
mean
still have a slave mentality.
Exactly.
How do you know?
Green got stumped. I stumped Green.
How do you know these? I mean, let's keep it real. There's brothers working around and sisters working around today. 2020 was slave mentality.
In the 60s, Green. Our parents were alive during Jim Crow.
Right.
So they weren't woke people then, and they weren't slave mentality people then. There's slave mentality Negroes now.
Okay, so then imagine back then.
Right, I'm saying. She knew. I mean, the slave mentality, Negroes still know he's got a slave mentality. You know what I'm saying? He just wants to live that type of life.
The fact of the matter is, Green, that you are coming from it from a business standpoint, thinking about it. I'm coming from it, and I believe DeMarie and RG also are coming from it from a cultural standpoint.
Yeah.
Of what this particular symbol, the name, as well as the image of that woman mean culturally. So to say that they were wrong and they shouldn't have changed it, I don't buy into that. I commend them to a degree for stepping out and getting ahead of this thing right now while we're in this moment and saying, all right, we know we've been wrong. Cool. We're going to go ahead and we're going to shift gears. There's nothing wrong with changing gears. There's nothing wrong with saying, all right,
what's wrong with it?
We're going to shift.
No, it's wrong. It's a horrible business move, but yeah.
So what? So what? I also
hate
think
that business.
You kind of got to think about it, Green. The way you're saying it, you sound like Kanye saying slavery was a choice.
No. These women weren't slaves. I keep thinking y'all are portraying like Aunt Jemima was a slave that they drug around town and say, "Master, I love
mental." You're equating their mental back then to saying that they had choices in different things, and I don't believe that to be true.
They didn't have to take the jobs. What you mean?
Especially black women. We gonna talk about black women?
Oh man, this could go on and on and on.
Yeah, next topic.
You're not gonna get it, Green. You don't get it.
I get it, but I mean,
no,
I wouldn't. It was put like I do want to say this before we go. I feel like this isn't even nothing that, as a people, it's petty. You know what I'm saying? Everybody buys the syrup and the pancake mix, and no one was even thinking about that.
I agree with that.
You see what I'm saying? I felt for real they just brought attention to it. Just was petty. You know what I'm saying? But I also think I don't like the fact that, I mean, I guess it's kind of true. As a people, we're too emotional about certain stuff. Like, we should be like, who gives a shit? Like that. That's just.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like the fact that every other culture sees us as weak. This is an example of why they do. This is petty. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is petty. I don't.
But we don't have any. There's no other cultures where it's some BS like this on some pancakes and syrup, though. That's the thing.
Agreed.
There's no other culture that's like that.
You think Asian Americans people don't be going whoa and calling them Bruce Lee every day? They don't care. You don't see none of them say nothing about it.
No, that's totally.
It ain't the same. It ain't the same.
That's totally I agree with to say that they don't care.
Not that they don't care.
You don't see them online campaigning and marching about nothing like that. No.
To say that they don't care, I think that's totally wrong.
No, they're not actively doing anything about it.
I agree.
They out here getting money. That to them.
We didn't actively do anything either. These companies and these corporations are deciding to, and I think it's a fine thing. So I want things changed. Paint the streets, change this, change that, do all the shit that needs to done to be changed, and also arrest the people that need to be arrested. Change these laws. Do all of it for us because we deserve it as a people, as a culture.
For sure.
Period.
My thing is, can I speak? My thing is, like I said this many a times, but not here on this platform. If you look back in the 70s and when they had all these sitcoms like The Jeffersons and Good Times and All in the Family, they made jokes of gays. They made jokes of blacks. They said nigger. And it was funny. Mm-hmm. They didn't complain. It was comedy. And now I believe that we are becoming not me, but people are becoming very sensitive. You can't say anything. And if you say anything, then you're racist, or if you say this, you're homophobic. Like, I think we are becoming very, very sensitive about everything.
Is it more sensitive, or is it more aware that we have bias to things and more aware and more culturally competent? I think that's what it is. I think we're coming more, and with that, you do have to be careful with what you say. You do, and it does feel like sensitivity, but it's us being mindful of all of our differences and just being culturally competent to understand that we are all different and kind of have different likes and this and that. We come from different backgrounds. So, and that does come with, like, cultural competency comes with some understanding, some empathy, and some aspect of being sensitive.
I think.
Where are you?
I think that. When I'm saying sensitive, I'm not. It's almost like, okay, let's just say the gay people. They'll laugh about a joke about a nigger or a joke about a Chinese person or a white person. They'll laugh, and that's funny until the joke's on them. And then if it's on them, then it's a whole nother ball game. And I think, like black people, they'll laugh about jokes about gays, and they'll laugh about jokes about Chinese people and other jokes. But when it's about them, then it's a problem. That's what I mean when I'm saying people are becoming too sensitive. It's comedy. You know what I'm saying? You go listen to Kevin Hart, you go listen to them, they talk about everybody. And I think that we are taking things too personal, like we're taking it.
Well, okay, so let me say / ask this. I think it's important to understand that words matter, though, right? And in the context of, let's say, comedy, right? I think this is my personal opinion. I think if you are a comedian and you're Kevin Hart, you are Dave Chappelle, you're in that lane, that's your field. I think there are certain things that are acceptable, right, for you to portray, because as a comedian, you're kind of giving your perspective, your ideals, and making us think about things from a different perspective. But I think if you are a everyday person like me, like D. Marie, like RG, like Green, I think we have to be more conscious that the things that we say to people matter, right? So if like for example, like Eddie Murphy had a song, Eddie Murphy used to make music. So he had a song that had a gay slur as the title back in the 80s, right? And I'm assuming a lot of people don't know this because I'm sure right. Even if you watch like Raw or Delirious, like any of those comedy specials, Eddie Murphy stuff was filled with what would now be considered as being
hate speech,
right? Hate speech, right? But Eddie Murphy's not going to get on a stage right now and he can't do Raw right now. Like,
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Do Raw in 2020 because like people's thinking has changed, like society has changed. The way that we look at the way that we look at like kids being bullied, like that sort of thing has changed. So whereas like when me and Green grew up, like we probably saw it as acceptable to crack jokes on the back of the bus and to do things with kids that didn't necessarily look like us or think like us on the back of the bus. That was acceptable to us. Now these kids, you can't do that, right? Because what's going to happen is one of these kids is going to take things too serious and they might go home and they might kill themselves. So I think we have to be competent enough to understand that our words matter and understand that at the end of the day, like we got to be kind to each other. Like we have to be. And I think that for me, that's what it all boils down. Like I got to respect your belief. You got to respect mine. I got to respect where you're coming from because I want you to respect where I'm coming from. And that's just how I look at it. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think I agree with that. I'm not saying that people should be mean to each other. I'm not saying that people should be disrespecting each other. I am saying, like in the case of this syrup and who's on the bottle of this syrup, is what I'm talking about. Stuff like that doesn't matter. I'm not saying that you should walk around and call gay people name or black people niggers. Like, I'm not saying that. I am saying, I think.
I like that comment.
Oh, let me read it.
Real quick. Jermaine Jackson said, do you not think that our people may have become more aware that we are being used for our culture and white folks can't play those games anymore?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I do want to add about this. You have to, like I said, the pancake mixing and the syrup were made by white men, and they wanted to use a black woman to sell their product. So the stereotype was the black woman made the best pancakes. Mm-hmm. So that's essentially why they used her. Now, you also got to look at.
No,
what do you mean? They use the white woman.
Servant.
Right.
No, pancakes. Because in those times, won't a white woman getting in the kitchen and cooking no pancakes? The black woman was the servant.
So you said white women didn't cook at all.
You got to say that she made good food. Black people.
Right. And the black woman. What are you talking about? Everyone in the world knows that black woman stereotype.
Like being the slave, sure, she made good food. Sure,
it's a nationwide stereotype that older black women are the best cooks. Like, don't get up here and lie. Come on now. Everybody knows that. Everybody says, "Oh, let's go to grandma's house." Right now,
as a slave,
in your whole life, the older black woman. That's a stereotype of black people. Is everyone going to get up here and lie? So no, everyone, y'all ain't had grandmas, and everybody say, "Oh, grandma."
But to get to that point, to say she was a good cook, you're skipping over the point that she was born into slavery, that she was
right.
You're skipping over A to get to B. Like, you can't do that. You got to go to A to get to B, B.
But the fact of the matter is, if the stereotype is that woman did the best pancakes. They were white men. They could have tried to promote one of their own people, but they try to use one of us. When the comment's correct, they use her image to sell it. But the fact of the matter is that stereotype, it isn't all negative. It's saying that we're the best at something, so we can't even use our own faces to sell it. Like, that's something you could just leave alone. Because if they would have put a white man and called him Mr.
Blackface, yes, that's what it is. It's yeah. Mm-hmm.
They never use blackface to sell product. They use blackface to insult us in their movies. They never use that to sell anything.
But that's why he said, "Are you okay with it?"
No, not at all. No, that was an insult. That was an insult. There's a difference.
All right, we'll talk about. We'll
we let it go. Yeah.
We were not expecting.
We got a show to do.
We were not expecting all of this from the syrup.
Not at all. Right. Hey, y'all keep saying syrup. It just started as a pancake mix, by the way.
Okay. What do you have stock in there? Like, are you on the board? Like, God dang.
Right, you got stock.
Yes, and y'all are fucking my money up. I'm fucking with you.
And you're messing the show up, cursing like that is what you're doing.
All right, so let's move on. Let's talk about this J. Cole situation. This has been heating up. So, of course, everyone knows J. Cole. Everyone knows who this guy is.
I'm exhausted already. I'm exhausted. I've had a long day.
It's going to go again.
She about to tap out.
Dude, I'm clicking out.
World-renowned rapper J. Cole. Of course, J. Cole has caught the fire of parts of Black Twitter. He hopped in the conversation about racial equity and justice earlier this week, and he sparked the conversation because he released a song called "Snow on the Bluffs." Now, "Snow on the Bluff" is a I guess it's a thinly veiled response to some criticism that he received from an artist by the name of No Name. You know, No Name is an R&B artist. She makes really dope music. She's also, I think she's signed, she's affiliated with Chance the Rapper. I'll say that.
Right.
She's affiliated with Chance the Rapper. And she came out and criticized Cole and Kendrick a while ago, a couple of months ago. And Cole responded with this record. So he said some things that people thought were out of line. I'm interested in hearing what the crew has to say. Again, I'll give my thoughts last probably, but
I will give mine second to last. Go right ahead, Green. Go right ahead.
No, let D-Bree go first.
RG,
no, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to let them duke it out because that bad. I think
it's good
I don't think it was horrible. I think that she said some things and her tone and her delivery. He said some things, but to me, it wasn't that bad. That's my opinion. Okay. So let them two duke it out.
Okay.
I didn't go in. I just feel like J. Cole, I feel proud because I feel like he's stepping up because a lot of black men, especially, we're scared to talk back basically to a black woman. You know what I mean? And basically, in essence, that's what he's doing. So I'm proud of him. You know what I mean? I don't think he got disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Not too disrespectful. I don't think he was disrespectful really at all. He just speaking his mind. You know what I'm saying? But I love the fact that he didn't back down to the black queen that we're supposed to back down to, basically. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of him. Red Pill Cole, what up?
I don't think it's more so. I don't think it's a red pill thing. The song he felt how he felt, right? No Name felt how I was unaware that No Name called them out prior to whatever happened with the situation, and perhaps this is the reason for his song,
right?
But I guess just at a particular time like this, right? Over the past couple courses of days, Black women have been killed, slapped in the face with skateboards, thrown in dumpsters, raped, and brutally hurt. We, as Black women, I'll speak for myself. A lot of times, the way we feel is like the same way that Black men feel when it comes to white men and police officers, that feeling that you have. We get it 3 times, right? Because we get it from Black men, some Black men. And when I'm saying anything, everybody understand that this is not an absolute statement. This is just some. We get it from Black men. We get it from white men. And we get it from white women. So if you think about it, at the end of the song, he talks about how he can do better, right? Essentially, he framed this song to be about a Black woman and how her tone. And I think that's the missing piece in what we're talking about. He wanted her to control her tone and talk softer. And that's often a thing that Black women are told, right? Control your tone, do this, do more, do this, be more gentle so that you're more desirable to a Black man, so that you're more desirable to the world. Because what is it, RG? We're loud, we're ghetto, we're this, we're the angry Black woman, and we can't express ourselves. No Name has a book club. So anything that she says online, she's done the research and she's, read the books. Cole said it himself. He doesn't read. So how you gonna lead when you don't even read? That doesn't make sense to me. And I think it's just a sensitive time right now. And perhaps it wasn't the right time to do that right now. Not for Black women, especially when Black women cape for Black men and everybody else in this country like it's nobody's business. And we carry the burden and the weight of everybody on this bridge called our back. I just can't get with it. It wasn't like super, oh my gosh, he's canceled. Absolutely not. It makes me want to go listen to Cole more to see what he's saying. But at the end of the day, if this was about him needing to go read more, then don't make it seem like we need to coddle you and spoon feed you about this liberation. Get on board or shut up.
So let me throw it to RG and I'll ask a question.
Right quick, Showtime. I mean, counter it, but I have something to say to that.
No way.
So what about her comment to a Black man at this time with Black men being killed? Was she sensitive to the Black man at this time?
What she said, whatever Show said, she said that was when, like a couple.
No, but I'm just saying.
Whenever ago.
It was during this. I want to say it was I want to say May. I know the month begins with M.
What it is, what she did was what everybody else is doing. Such and such isn't saying anything. Such and such is the same thing. And people, right? That's the thing. It's grunge. I think the use of the word tone was taken out of context. He clearly said, "You don't have to attack me, just teach, sister." And then the whole queen thing, it could have been better stated. That's it. It could have been better stated. I don't know. It seems more divisive than communal at this time. Well, and yes, what she said could be seen as more divisive than communal. But I think what it is that she wasn't seeing, and a lot of us aren't seeing folks with a platform, with a voice using that, and those who claim to be woken for the community.
But you don't know what they're doing in the background because
that's true. Yes, I just said that.
A lot of people are doing correct in the background. It's not for show. They're doing it for real.
Well, J. Cole was out there marching with Black Lives Matter.
Oh yeah.
Let me run. Oh man, I didn't mean to do that. So let me just do this. Let me say this. I want to.
I don't know. Wait. Let me say this. Who I am and what it is I do. I don't just cape for Black women just for the cameras. Like, this is my life. Like, I help heal. And what it is I do with working with victims of sexual assault, dating, and domestic violence and stalking, like, I am in the field of violence against Black women. So I see it from a different lens, the hate. Malcolm X said it best: the most unprotected, the most disrespected woman in America is the Black woman. And that is still the case to this day. So perhaps my lens is different and I don't need anybody to agree with me or cape for what I'm saying, but that's just,
so let me
for me. My lens is different. So I don't see it as just, whatever. I come from a whole different scholarly background of the way I do things because of the work I'm in. And yes, that was my choice to do this, but it's heavy, y'all. This shit is heavy. Yeah. And I just don't think it was right. That's it.
So let me pose this question to the table. Because to me, and I haven't given my 2 cents. So to me, it makes it seem like people are beyond reproach. To me, I think that No Name had every right, if she felt like Cole wasn't doing enough, right? I don't agree with that. But if that's how she felt, I felt like she had every right to express that in the way that she did. If she didn't feel like Cole and Kendrick are doing enough, then I feel like she had every single right to step up and say, all right, where y'all at? Y'all whole discography is talking about Black lives, yada, 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 yada. But right now, in the heat of the moment, where y'all at? I don't think that she had enough to back it up, because like Green said, Cole is on the front lines. But I also think if you approach someone with that, if you question like what my intentions are, I have the right to respond, right? I just think I have the right to respond. Now, where I do think Cole messed up, I don't necessarily think Cole read the room to say, all right, well, Black women are going through this. This is like this week right here, this frame that we're in, the Black woman getting smacked with the skateboard, the Black woman getting thrown in the dumpster, and the other example, I can't remember the other example that you named, but I know it's
the young 19-year-old that was raped and murdered in Florida.
And then Breonna Taylor. So I don't think
Breonna Taylor, yes.
I don't think Cole did a good enough job of reading the room and saying, all right, maybe this ain't the right time.
Save the ammo for later, you know.
Right?
But she should have read the room also to say, with all this going on and Black men getting killed, I shouldn't have not be attacking a Black man at this time.
I think Chance hopped in it also. Green said this wasn't about Black women, it was about No Name.
I love what Chance had to say.
He was supporting No Name though.
Right, because that's his artist. Chance, No Name is his artist, but he basically tried to say that they're both my people. Only one person hopped up and made a song about it. But again, like, I don't think you can control what people's response is going to be.
Yeah, I agree.
I think when she threw those tweets out, it was probably in the heat of the moment. She probably was feeling a certain way, not thinking about the potential that could come, like the repercussions that could come from that, right? And I hate that it has to go this way. I hate that we have to see these two clashing in front of our eyes, but I don't think it's necessarily.
Yeah, at this time, like it's like for what?
But are they clashing? Because he said it wasn't about her, and he said follow her. He loves her. So are they clashing?
He.
Well, he helped her career more than anything with this.
He said that y'all are assuming.
She had a good career. She had a good following, actually.
He said you guys are
Yeah, but I mean, we know it's about her. Like Cole does that a lot. Like he does that not necessarily bad.
And then, like, why not just talk about police brutality? Why not just talk about violence against Black women? Why not talk about racism? Like, it's so much. And the one thing I don't agree with is when people feel the need to call folks out. Like, for is you doing this? Is you doing that? That's BS. I'm gonna do what I do. You do what you do. Because this is the thing. Everybody can't be out on the front lines, right? We need people in all things. Some people are just calling. Some people are donating. Some people are doing what it is they can. Some people are just trying to stay sane in this BS that we got going on. It's hard out here. Like,
I think in the midst of this, I think it becomes so easy to judge what somebody else is doing.
Yeah.
RG, I think we I don't know if we talked about this on an episode or if we were talking about this in the group chat, but I think people sometimes have problems like trying to dictate what somebody else should do. Well, Jay-Z, Beyonce, they ain't doing this, they ain't doing
right.
You know what I mean? Like, we all in this fight together at the end of the day. Like this is
they stay wanting Jay-Z, Beyonce to save everybody. Right. Like, come on.
Right. So I think we have to get out of that mind frame of worrying about what someone else is doing because
what are you doing?
I don't know what Cole is doing. I don't know what Kenny is doing. I don't know what No Name is doing. I know what I'm doing.
Right. And I don't give a damn what they're doing, honestly.
Right.
For real.
Right. I know what's going on in this house right here. You feel me? But I think that's what we have to do a better job of. And maybe this will show us, and I hate the fact that we're in this age, like this microcosm where everything has to be cancel this person for that or cancel that.
Right. Yes, he's not canceled at all.
That person says or the way that they're doing it, necessarily that's like it's cool.
But
I think like
that is what is going on with society and type of being sensitive. You say one thing. Trina says, you guys are out here acting like animals. Are y'all really sensitive to hearing somebody say you're acting like an animal?
See, you missed. See, last week we talked about, that was Kaya.
Yeah, with Kaya.
That was Kaya.
It's like,
you were absent. You were absent on that.
How sensitive are we becoming that we can listen to rap and you a hoe, you a bitch, your mama is a hoe, slap your daughter. Like all of that is, we listen to that and they get ratings, billboards and Grammys.
Absolutely.
To being called an animal, come on.
Right. I do believe we need to keep that same energy across the board. Facts.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. We'll close this particular conversation with this. I don't want to hear nobody talking bad about Kaya. I tell you that. That's what nobody
better not say nothing about Kaya.
Verbally destroy us.
You better not say nothing bad about Kaya on this platform right here.
I'm playing no game because she will rip you apart.
Yes, she's the greatest.
I'm not trying to be the next victim on that wood panel. Like,
absolutely
right. He's the greatest.
Today on the docket, we got
I just cry for you right there.
That
one woman with her red hat and that other one with them rats.
Right, yeah.
We can get this thing started. That's the last thing I need to smoke with Kaya. Like,
Right. I'd be like, I'm sorry.
Let's see. What else we got? What else we got on our docket tonight? Let's talk about.
Nothing else about no race.
Right. We can't take
I can't do it anymore.
Let's talk about your boy. Let's talk about your boy Marcus Houston. Marcus Houston. This one right here. Now, Marcus Houston has come under fire lately because, as some people might know or they might not know, he's 38 years old and he is now engaged to a woman who is 19 years old. He's 38, she's 19. Her name is Maya, M-I-Y-A, and they're an item. Now, I don't know. Now, apparently he's known her since she was about 14 or 15.
That's horrible.
Sources say that they started dating before she turned 18, around the time that she was 17 years old. That's when they started dating. Maya is also a close friend to Chris Stokes' daughter. Everybody knows Chris Stokes is the founder, like old head, who found B2K and what's the other? Who else did he find? Who else did Chris Stokes find?
Who else did he found?
Omarion and Janae Aiko. Janae Aiko.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she came from under that Chris Stokes umbrella. So Marcus Houston is 38. His new bait is 19.
You say bait?
Baby. He should have said baby.
Right.
He said bait. That was the right word, bait.
Right, yeah, technically, right, exactly.
Like, can we talk about this for a minute? Like,
RG, sound off.
What is he doing?
He is being a pedophile, is what he's doing. He's pedophiling. That's what he's doing. Right?
Huh.
He is almost 40 years old. Like that could be his daughter. Like what did I get the bell for?
Pedophiling.
It just was flowing. Well, sometimes you just gotta flow with your words. You know?
Got it. But pedophiling is no.
It just sounds great, you know.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the fact that
how was that? Like, how did he know her? Like, that's someone's up with that.
You said, how did he know her?
At 14.
Okay, I'm sorry. I left some parts out of the story. I'm sorry. So apparently she was a runaway. So she ran away from home.
To him?
Right.
What? Where did he find a runaway?
This story is getting stranger and stranger.
That's my bad for leaving part out of the story. So when she was 14 or 15, she ran away from home. Mm-hmm. Somehow she bumped into Chris Stokes' daughter and became friends with Chris Stokes' daughter.
Okay.
Chris Stokes took her in as like
his daughter,
something of the sort. Then so you know Twitter gonna do the research. So Twitter found her on a movie from back in the day as like a makeup assistant from when she was 14 or 15 years old. And Chris Stokes actually put up a tweet that I found. I'm gonna show you this tweet. Chris Stokes put up this tweet back in 2018. This is how you know they all crazy over there. Chris Stokes posted this tweet right here. If you can read that, he basically shouted her out, and this is her and Marcus Houston. Back in 2018, he says, "My bestie Marcus Houston with his queen," or something like that. "I'm so happy for y'all." Now, this was over a year ago.
And so
he was 17. She might have been 17 then.
She was probably, yeah. Either way, she was too young for a 38-year-old.
Right.
He supports it. He's okay with that.
Well, I think time has shown us that Chris Stokes himself is.
He's a pedophile. Didn't he molest B2K?
That's what the members
That's what the word on the street was.
That's what the word on the street.
He is a pedophile. You know what I mean?
And I know what have I ever? Let me word this very carefully. Have I ever told y'all about?
Please don't tell me. What did
I got an email from Chris Stokes.
No.
Yo, I swear it's always something.
I live a crazy life, man. Like,
what did he say to you? He wanted you to be a B2K? What did he say?
No. Let me tell this full story. I don't want there to be no confusion about this. So I got an email from Chris Stokes' office. This had to be about 2004 or 5, maybe. I can't remember the exact. I can pull up the email because I still have it. So back in the day, Green, remember?
Run it.
Y'all should remember. I used to have this blog site called the TOTT blog, right? The Talk of the Town started as a blog. Everybody knows that. Well, I used to post. It was before social media. It was when blogging was just popping. So I used to post entertainment news stories every single day, shoot them out, all of that stuff. So I had a story up there about Chris Stokes and the allegations of him sexually molesting one of the members of B2K. Mm-hmm. So the story had been up there probably for months. One day I'm walking in the store, minding my own business. I get an email alert on my BlackBerry. The email is from Chris Stokes' office asking me to remove the post from my site, saying that in order for me to receive compensation, I would have to remove the joint. So they offered to pay me to remove the site. So okay, like what we talking about? What we hitting for? Mm-hmm. Threw a number out there. Dude says, okay, I'll Western Union it to you within the next 3 hours.
Right.
3 hours go by, go to the local grocery store, got a Western Union joint, mm-hmm. get my little money order, come home, remove the story. That's it.
Question.
And let me say this, time out. Let me just throw this out here real quick. Let me tell you. I also have heard from other bloggers that Chris Stokes has a history of doing this. So at that time, he had a history of going to different websites
and killing stories.
And killing stories. Capture and kill. Same thing Trump does. But
yeah.
What you got?
Right. Question.
Yep.
So how did he find your blog?
Well, there's this thing called Google. You might have heard of it.
Right.
And if you Google your name, you'll pop up. And the stories that are written about you will come up. And at that time, there weren't a whole lot of blogs popping.
Right. It's back when the YBF was out.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like,
wow. Yeah.
Baller Alert, before Shade Room, all of those. So it wasn't like it was a whole lot of blogs doing it.
The email. That's the only way we can verify the story to be true.
Okay. All right.
Next week. Next week.
I'm holding you to
with these screenshots.
Yeah.
Okay. I will do that. We need to add this to the bonus edition of the show because I have no problem. I can probably go to the email right now on my phone. I have no problem showing y'all the email that I got from Chris Stokes' office. I can probably show it to you now if I get to it. Chris Stokes' office asking me to remove the story. He did a capture and kill.
How much did you get?
Here it goes, April 7th, 2013. I'm gonna see if I can.
Who has a 2013 email handy?
No. My bad. No. It's October. I must have forwarded it to myself on 2013.
He knew he was going.
I knew I was going to come back to it.
You'll need it one day.
The date on the joint. Can y'all can't see that? The date says October
2009.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You guys
to me, has my real name with my phone number, all that. Disregard that. What does that say? Demand to.
Crystal, hold on. Your phone went down. Hold on.
I can't read it.
Demand to
ring the alarm.
Screenshot and just put it on screen one today.
Oh, please be advised that I request Mr. Christopher B. Stokes and Mr. Marcus Houston, who are subjects of the news story entitled "Ring the Alarm." More Chris Stokes news.
Read it, D. Marie. Read it, girl. I like the way you read. And I will show the full email next week. How about that? Any more questions, RG? You got something?
Okay, you might got one truth. I mean, you lied so much. I just caught you in a lie yesterday. I won't tell them what it was, but we know you lied, so.
Just mind your business, yo.
Okay.
Let's see.
Okay, honey.
Let's see. What else we got? So yeah, that's my Chris Stokes story. Anyway, somebody asked, why did you feel like you had to take it down? Why did you feel you had to take it? I took it down because he paid me.
You paid him.
What was it about, though? What was it about?
Right?
The story, if I'm not mistaken, was about him allegedly molesting one of the members of B2K. I don't remember. This says Chris Stokes and Marcus Houston. It says I represent Chris Stokes and Marcus Houston, who are subjects of the news story entitled yada 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 yada. So I'm assuming it was about him molesting one of the other members of.
Oh, Raz B, because Raz B's come forward so many times.
Oh yeah,
so,
yeah.
It's Raz B, and it's another one if I'm not mistaken. But I don't remember exactly how the story read. But it says YouTube.com and many other websites have removed their articles, yada yada yada, based upon the foregoing, you are hereby advised that you must cease and desist. So it was a cease and desist, but they paid me. So
Showtime telling the truth, 1. Showtime lying, 2.
That's so wrong, yo. All right. I
did want to say this about that subject. I don't know how somebody that old can get along with somebody that young, but y'all told me that he don't got no kids. I think maybe he just trying to have a family with this girl. Just because
he doesn't have any kids.
I think this was one of y'all told me that. Does he have kids?
I don't know. He don't have any kids.
He doesn't.
Yeah. He's probably
right. You were a co-worker.
Right.
You made it okay. You made sexual assault okay for those young.
Cancel him. Cancel him.
No.
Cancel him. Click him off right now. Get out. Get out.
Gotta go. Hey, Marie, can you believe he did that?
Conspired with Chris Stokes.
I'm an accomplice.
Exactly. He could have.
Oh man, I was lying, y'all.
All that mess he talking, and now look.
He thought I was lying.
Come on, I made it up. I made it up. I won't for real. I typed it before we got up here. I typed
You realize it. Hold on.
Man, that came from my Gmail account. Don't you know I've been playing? Don't pay me.
You tell me.
I just made it up. All right, what else we got? Let's talk about the biggest boss. So Rick Ross is in the news once again. Him and his baby mama, one of his baby mamas is going through it.
One.
So apparently, Rick Ross's baby mama, let me find the story. Rick Ross's baby mama is basically saying that she doesn't want him to have visitation of their kids. Now they have 2 kids together.
And she's pregnant.
And she's pregnant with one on the way. He's saying that she doesn't want him to have any visitation with the kids until he takes a test to say that he does not have COVID-19.
Right.
Because according to her now, he travels and she can't be sure where he's been. And I just have one question.
Mm-hmm.
Where is he traveling to if we're quarantined?
It sounds better to say travel and court papers than he be with these hoes and these tricks.
Right.
He had to dress it up, you know.
That's what it was.
But she doesn't know who's around.
She also said she had some issues with him smoking marijuana. So she said that she is concerned about his drug use and he smokes weed, and she doesn't think the kids will be safe around.
She probably used
to they were safe when you lived with him and he was smoking weed.
And he was smoking weed.
Right. And you're pregnant with the 3rd joint.
Okay, so the weed smoking couldn't have been a problem.
Yeah, I think it's crazy that you got this. I hate seeing parents go through this, but
yeah,
I know me and Green can speak to it. Like custody battles get real ugly, and people will pull out
all the stops.
The stops. And I'm not saying that Ross is blameless in any of this because I don't necessarily know his side of the story. But I know when people are going through
this is also petty. I would just take the test. Like that ain't even.
That's true too. He could just take the test.
She is.
We ain't showed up through real battles. Like, all I gotta do is take a test. All right, ain't nothing.
This ain't nothing. Like I eat this up. Yeah, I eat this a lot. Like me and my lawyer walk this with our eyes closed. Like that ain't nothing.
Why wouldn't you? If you live in a different household than your kids and you're coming around somebody, why wouldn't you? That's just
that's just common decency for your children. Honestly.
Yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
The thing is, she don't care for real. She just right. We know her intentions. You know what I mean? She's supposed to give him a hard time.
If you don't have the war wounds that me and Green have, you just wouldn't understand.
Right.
We've been.
How do you know I don't have war wounds? How do you know? How do you know I haven't dealt with custody battles? How do you know?
Well,
you like this.
Right. She's like,
we don't know. Why don't you tell us?
Or did you give any war wounds?
Right.
That's what she's trying to say.
Who's telling the story?
As Green would say, were you a G.I. Joe? No. I think every parent who is not with the other parent has a story to a degree.
They all have, yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying that, and again, RG, right? I don't know, but I know Green's story and I know my story when it comes to parenting and going through custody battles.
I think Green is the problem in his story.
Yeah. So I think I think again, I think we got to be kind to each other, but at the end of the day, I think they have to be careful about doing this type of thing when you got babies around. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's the most important key. Whether you're rich and famous or whether you poor and broke like me, like at the end of the day, you got to be sure that you're mindful of what's going on with these kids and what
I agree.
What your actions are saying to these kids. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I hope her intentions are pure, and I hope that he follows up and just does what he has to do. Not necessarily what he has to do, but if you want to see the kids, just take the test and.
But he's at that point that she's at the point being petty, like you're gonna take a test to see it, and he's being petty of I'm not doing nothing. I'm not taking
right.
He should just take the test. Not unless he got health problems anyway, so he probably should just be taking the test anyway.
Anyway, right?
Yeah. But, when you get to that point, like it's hard to think and to talk logically.
It's rational, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially they still fresh in it. Like she's pregnant now, so obviously they still been getting it popping within the last
a long time to be dealing with each other.
Yeah. I don't know how old the two that she already has.
Like 2 and 3, I think.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a long road. it's a long road, but Brun said she really just don't want him sleeping with different people and coming around her kids. I mean,
I don't think you can stop that.
Yeah,
but still, that's her intentions.
No, that's what it's all about, though.
Yeah. Or she could just be being petty. Like she could just be being like, I'm gonna spite you, and her lawyer could be like, all right, well, let's throw this one out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right, yeah.
Custody battles are real, man. Also, one last story. We got time for one last story. So the Ford Bronco, and I didn't send this out to the squad, but we talked about it. So everybody knows what the Ford Bronco is, right?
Yes.
White truck. So the Ford Bronco is being re-released. Not only is Ford re-releasing the Bronco, and this is another conversation we can have about insensitivity.
Right.
They are re-releasing the Bronco on O.J. Simpson's birthday. For those that don't know, the Bronco is what O.J. used when he drove with AC Al Cowens when he was in the back of the truck when they interrupted the NBA Finals that year, and he was in the back of the truck with his gun to his head. He drove from, I can't remember where he was. I think he might have been I can't remember where he was. He might have been at Nicole's house and drove to his home or something like that. But that's how the Bronco became like infamous in society. And now they are re-releasing it on OJ's birthday, but they're saying that it was purely intentional. Joe Wright, I think
you mean unintentional.
I think you mean unintentional.
I'm sorry, Joe Wright's comment threw me off. They're saying that it was purely unintentional. I'll take a bill. They're saying that it was purely unintentional that it's dropping on his birthday. Green, what do you think?
If it was unintentional, they would change the date. So that's a complete lie. That's a lie.
No, we're being too sensitive. That's too sensitive. Let the date be the date, right?
Well, obviously that's how they feel. But the thing is, this is about a murder. You know what I'm saying? Like
how to get away with murder.
This is
literally. This was the first How to Get Away with Murder.
Right?
Yeah. I feel like they could change the date. Like this is a mean petty. You know what I'm saying? Like
what message are they sending
like evil petty
birthday?
I don't know if they're sending a message or if they're just trying to get more advertising for the Bronco. I think that's what it boils down to. I think they're businessmen like Green. This is something that he would do. I think they are saying, okay, well, OJ's birthday is this day. Let's get as much press about this truck as we can get. And then when the heat come on, like, oh, we know, like we didn't like when you could just change the date, like Green said.
Yeah,
like,
every company,
and they discontinued the Bronco. I didn't even realize they went on
10 years.
Yeah.
Every company, every organization is just pulling out all of the stuff lately. Like it's just a lot.
Yeah,
I do have to add this. Do y'all remember this is so crazy. Young Jeezy had the record killing that white chick OJ. Mm-hmm. That was the chorus of the song.
Right.
You know how crazy that is?
Right.
I was too young for that. When was this?
It was in the last 10 years. Modern.
Like Pete Talk of the Town morning show.
It was a single.
Yeah.
It used to be played on the radio every hour. Like no one ever realized how crazy that was.
Yeah.
That's psycho.
OJ, what?
That white girl, OJ.
Yo, that was so crazy, and no one said anything.
Yeah. So again, times are changing, and I think that's what we're looking at. Like, but I think this was purely a marketing move, like a marketing ploy by them, because all you got to do is push it back. I think this is no different than Trump doing his rally on Juneteenth.
He moved the date too, though.
I know he moved the date, right? But that just goes to show you, like, if you want to move the date, guess what? Just move the date. It's 364 other days you can choose from. Like, just move the date. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you wanted to be sensitive to the fact that it is a murder. Brun said you're riding hard for the crime against white women.
No, that was just crazy.
That's how he does. He doesn't give a damn about black women.
It was the chorus of a song about a murder. Like that's
crazy. What did you say?
I said that's how Green does, because he doesn't give a damn about black women.
My mom was a black
woman.
Yeah, your mama. When's the last time you dated a black woman?
Whoa.
Last month. What are you talking about? What do you mean?
I digress. But go ahead. What y'all talking about? Y'all can finish what y'all talking about.
RG is the instigator of all instigators. All right, let's move on to what would you do? I gotta go. What would you do? Is everyone ready?
Ready.
All right. So what would you do if you have been dating someone for an extended period of time? I don't want to put a time limit on it, but you've been dating someone for an extended period of time. Y'all have a great relationship. Y'all get it popping. The sex is immaculate. They give you everything that you need to get. Oh, okay. They are giving you everything that you need to make you happy and please you and satisfy you. And then one day you find out that there is a camera that has been hidden in your bedroom. So you go to your babe and you say, babe, you ain't gonna believe this, but I found a camera in the bedroom. I don't know what's going on. And your babe confesses that they've been selling your sex tapes on their OnlyFans page. D. Marie, I'll start with you, ma'am. What would you do?
I want my royalties, and then he needs to take it down. He or she, it could be anything with me. You never know. But anyways, I want it taken down.
Did we just get
some exclusive?
Yeah,
it's no exclusive. It's just just in case we have any homophobia going on, it could be.
Okay.
Never know.
What is your what is your cut? What is your cut of the royalties? Are you asking for 50%, 75%? How much are you taking?
I think that I would like 75.
Jeez.
I would like 75, or you know what, 50, because it takes two to tango. It could be 50.
But he can't. It was his idea, though. It was his or her idea. I'm sorry. It was that person's idea.
So that means they get more money?
Yeah, I would think so.
No.
I mean,
because you didn't consent. I didn't give consent.
Right. I was going to say.
Technically, that's like what, voyeurism or something like that?
It's illegal. So, no. I would be like, you're going to give
it's illegal.
5%. Yeah. You're going to give 75% because you did this illegally.
Whoa.
Right. It's illegal. So I'm gonna take you to court. You're gonna give me my 75.
75% off the OnlyFans, cuz.
Yes, sir.
Oh, they're making money. They're making bank off OnlyFans.
What? Really?
Yes.
Archie, you should consider it. Right.
Hold on, are we gonna go back to D Burrito? Like, she just really gave an exclusive. Like, hold up.
No, I didn't give any exclusive. I'm just saying, you never know.
On the air, at least. Yeah.
Well, I didn't just. You never know. I didn't just want to.
You're not saying that's what it is, but you're not saying that's what it ain't. You're not confirming or denying anything. Is that what you're saying? Or are you confirming?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. What?
I said, are you saying you're not confirming or denying anything, or you are confirming? Can you hear me?
Something must be wrong with these. I can't hear anything.
Is she playing?
You're breaking up, Green. Let me call you back with what she's saying.
Green. Hello?
He's frozen. Look.
Oh my God. Yo, okay, we got it. We get it. Okay.
All right, don't worry about it.
Oh, I'm back. My computer's fixed. Okay, I can do that.
Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it.
Man, what are you gonna do?
What do I do?
No, RG.
I would the same. I want to get some money, and then we're gonna keep doing this thing and get this paper. Like, now I know I can do my hair, make sure I'm looking cute for it. Now, like, we can do this.
Right. Let me make sure I'm shaved properly and stuff.
You have no concern that they did this behind your back.
It's a benefit to us. We got paid.
Mm-hmm. What about breaking your trust, though?
Oh yeah, that. Don't do that no more.
Oh yeah, don't do that no more.
She didn't care about that.
That didn't even matter.
Yeah, don't do that no more.
Right. Slap on the wrist like this.
Yeah.
Like one of them.
What would you do, Show?
I'm with y'all. I'm going for the bread.
How much?
Give me that cabbage.
I'm gonna go 50-50.
Are you going 50?
I mean, I got a soft heart. You know what I mean? Like, and for me, it will be my wife. So it's all coming back to the house anyway. So
keeping it in the family.
Right.
Well, let's speak hypothetically, because the way you did the story, it can't be your spouse or nobody you with. You know what I mean?
Hypothetically,
then that changes the whole game. Like I would be really disturbed.
Yeah, I think we were all speaking if it was somebody like a spouse or partner.
I said somebody you've been with for a long time.
Oh, you did? Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, it ain't one of your one night stands, Green.
Well, that's the.
It's not one of the women you pay for on Wednesdays. It's
You're a comedian, I guess. Anyway, you never had to pay for no. Now, if it's now think about it. Okay, if you're saying it's like your spouse, that's kind of like. You said it's been going on for a long time. Like y'all they done put 20 sex tapes out on OnlyFans behind your back.
Right.
I couldn't. Nah, I'm gonna get my 75, but then I'm cutting the person off.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I said it's somebody you've been with for a long time. Like it ain't this ain't just a one night stand. Like this somebody that you really rock with.
And for OnlyFans, does it live on there forever, or does it expire? Like what? How does it work?
I've never seen it, so I don't know.
Green,
how does it work?
I don't have no page. I should get one though, right?
No.
I mean, have you ever watched them?
Hell no. You got to pay. You got to pay.
Yeah.
And I don't understand that.
I want to pay is Pornhub is free.
Right.
So here's the crazy thing. I'm gonna pivot just a little bit. So this was crazy to me. So earlier this week, I was on Twitter, right? And I noticed that one of the rappers that I follow, who I'm not gonna say who it is, but he had a huge record, like maybe less than 10 years ago, maybe 8-9 years ago. He had a huge record. I'm talking about huge. The record was everywhere, like you couldn't miss it. He hasn't had a record since. He has an OnlyFans page where he's like the star of the joint.
What do you mean?
Like it's his. I guess women
grunge.
I guess women pay his OnlyFans. Like you can pay to watch him having sex and engaging with women.
Who is it?
Right. You gonna have to tell. You can't do that. That's like saying I got to tell you something, but then never mind.
Okay,
you gotta tell us.
So does anybody remember? And he lives in Atlanta too. Does anybody remember the artist named Cash Out? Got a condo on my wrist.
Girl, I still listen to that. Yeah.
Well, he's a porn star now, apparently.
Wait, what he look
like? He looks like a guy to me. I mean,
is he attractive? Is what I'm asking.
He looks like a guy. RG, are you Googling him right now?
No.
Yes,
I am.
Well, look at Dina.
Oh, he kind of has.
He didn't subscribe to him.
He kind of has like snippets on his Instagram. Oh, this is interesting.
But my thing is, it's on Pornhub. Like you don't even go there. What in the hell?
Like that's like, but he's like he was a rapper.
Y'all remember him?
I don't remember.
Did you try to touch his nipple, Dina Marie? What was that? Like try to caress his nipple?
Ah! Oh,
So
here it is. Here's a preview. Oh, wait, nope, not doing that. Yep.
Okay. Caught yourself, huh?
Yeah, misconscious.
Wow.
Nope.
Yes, conscious queen.
RG must have missed that. Oh, she looking. She must be on his page looking at what I'm looking at.
RG got it on her iPad.
She unbuttoning her shirt.
That's what she like.
She about to put it on the TV.
She about to rub her chest.
Like, put this on the TV. Put this on the Chromecast real quick. Yeah.
That was a great song.
Rappers are now. So I guess.
She didn't subscribe. She's about his songs was good. And see, look at her. She paid it $3. Well, how much?
Is that how much it is? Is it great? $3 Green?
It's free.
Cheap. I don't know.
I saw for free.
Oh, I know OnlyFans. It's like
Pornhub account.
Oh, so you went directly to the source. You went straight to Pornhub.
Pornhub is like Google for sex. Like
So that's why I don't understand why somebody would pay for
OnlyFans.
Oh, somebody streamed his stuff on the Pornhub.
That's what it looked like.
I guess so. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh wow.
Yeah, like I think that's crazy. Like, why would Like, why would you pay for? I guess unless you have like a connection with it, like a.
He's really ghetto with it. Like, he won't even put the camera on a tripod. He's holding it. Like, so it's a lot of action going on with the camera.
That's gonna make you sick. Like, come on, man.
Hold the camera. It just don't work. Like, it's off. It's off.
Y'all were really watching porn during the show, like for real.
That was Instagram. Instagram should have put that as sensitive content. That was
There's
Instagram.
Nothing woke about that. No, ma'am.
Right.
I'm sex positive. I'm woke about being sex positive.
Yes.
What does that mean? I'm old. What does that mean?
That means I don't shame people for their choices in sex and sexuality and all of that. You know, for sex workers, all of that. Get it how you live.
Get it how you live.
And they shouldn't be discriminated against, and they have rights.
No.
So with that being said, are you going to pay Cash out $10 a month for his OnlyFans?
She already subscribed.
That's what the people want to know.
When she said he has some good songs, that was what she hit. But
he sure be rapping good. That's what a song for him in 15 years.
Right.
I
be rocking to him. I just song don't go that hard.
No, not at all.
I still listen to it to this day.
That song, that was a big record. That was a huge record. It was a huge record. Cool.
Hold on. Did you say he live in Atlanta? Did you just say that?
Mm-hmm. I know that's where he's from. I'm pretty sure he does.
Oh, she about to find him.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, man. That is that is it. That's all we got for you today, folks. I don't think this has been an action-packed
control today.
Woo, I'm tired. I'm tired, boss.
I don't get no sleep.
Yeah. So
you was on fire tonight. You was on fire tonight, honey. Number 2.
No, honey. Number 1. You were on fire. I think you were the fire.
That's what we call them.
Promos are coming from you.
They definitely are. They definitely are. All right, man. Let's end. Oh, okay. Let's D. Marie, say your thing, girl, please.
I still don't have one.
Okay, well,
have a good evening.
Do you have any? Tell them how to follow you. Whatever.
You can follow me on Instagram at @the_FemFocus FEMME Focus.
All right, and DJ Green.
You can follow me at I am DJ Green on pretty much every platform. If you have step, you're gonna get half results, and hard work always pays off.
Okay.
What about AJ's trees removal?
That pays like crack sales.
Oh. Whoa.
Wait, what? I was talking about you giving them the handle. What are you talking about?
You said it. You said does that? I thought you meant does it pay off? I mean, if you follow my Instagram, you'll see those other pages. But at AJ's tree removal, at JL_realty is my other 2 pages.
Speaking of crack, have you been smoking?
Huh?
Speaking of crack, have you been smoking?
I stopped about 18 months ago.
Crack?
What is going on?
I'm joking to y'all who don't know that we joke like that. I've never smoked crack in my life.
Okay.
But the heroin that you used to use, I heard that you won't give it up. Each told me that. She called me and said, like, Green, can you put in a word, maybe something?
My wife called you to put in a word.
Right. Yeah, she was kind of like he's going a little harder with the shit. So.
Man. RG, please take us out.
Well, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Talk of the Town Unfiltered. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms, Talk of the Town Unfiltered. Make sure you follow me, VA Girl, and make sure you tune in to us every Thursday night at 8 p.m.
All right, that's what it is. You stole. Oh, I took a bill. You stole my thing. That's what I was going to do. Tell everybody to make sure that they follow us on YouTube. Make sure they share this joint. Make sure they like it. Make sure they let everybody know about it. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers on YouTube by tomorrow. So that's the goal. We want to get to 100 subscribers on YouTube by tomorrow. Also, we want to make sure that we get our Instagram followers up. So at what's the Instagram, YG? I'm sorry. At Talk of the Town Unfiltered.
That's what it is.
That's it. At Talk of the Town Unfiltered on IG and all social platforms. You know how I say it. You think for what you have. It's always somewhere less. Tomorrow is never promised. So today, let's all consider ourselves blessed. Saturday is my birthday, so send me some birthday
Happy
love.
birthday! Happy birthday!
I appreciate it.
Can we just go out
Tell me
really
your
quickly with the
cash
happy
app.
birthday song? Can we?
Let's do it. Come on, I'll take it.
1, 2, 3. Happy birthday!
thought it was
Happy birthday!
Come on, the black version.
to you. Happy
birthday to
to
you.
you.
Happy
Happy birthday to you. Hit that robot. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Give me some beats, Green. Come on.
Happy
birthday.
Hey, to you.
I'm just watching the show.
I appreciate it. I think y'all.
Happy 50th show.
Happy 50th.
Y'all are amazing.
You look good, boy.
You look good.
And I've been to the barbershop. How about that?
Oh, did you?
Oh, have you?
You can tell I got an edge up.
Really?
Really? Because I can't.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe let me squint my eyes. Oh,
come close. Come here.
Thank you. Just a quick little edge up. Oh, also, don't forget, RG was supposed to be on top of this week, but she dropped the ball. If you have a Black-owned business, be sure to shout it out and show us some love on our Instagram page at Talk of the Town Unfiltered. We want to show love to Black-owned businesses, women-owned businesses. We just want to make sure we shout y'all out. So hit up our Instagram page and just drop your name, or if you know of any Black-owned businesses or women-owned businesses, we want to make sure that we show you some love. All right, that's it. That's all I got. I'll holler at y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.